Hello, Stony Brook. Welcome to the Skies Over Stony Brook Newsbreak. Do you guys mind? Are you really going to play pool in here right now? Hello, Stony Brook. Welcome to the Skies Over Stony Brook Newsbreak on this Tuesday, November 3rd. I'm your host, Spencer Flash.
It's not Tuesday when they watch it.
It's not Tuesday?
Well, it is today.
Yeah, we're filming on Tuesday, though. Okay. Today, we're going to be talking about the Stony Brook campus and their sustainability program. Sustainability is an admirable goal, and, we're kind of destroying our Earth as we speak. So, it would be nice if we could use a little less energy. And when I came here to the school, they really pushed the whole agenda of, hey, we're a sustainable school. But, you find little things in the day-to-day life at Stony Brook that are just kind of sad. My favorite, when I first arrived on campus, I drove in, and there's these giant clay pots, like the size of half a car, with like a couple flowers planted in the middle of them, lining this medium, which is cool. And then they say on the side, Stony Brook Department of Environmental Sustainability. So these are massive clay pots that were built somewhere and then lugged in a giant truck, probably from like some other country. And then we've got all this dirt. That's like half a ton of dirt per pot, and there's like a dozen pots. And then there's the flowers. All of this moving around of goods and shit is a gross misuse of resources, is a total waste of energy, and is in no way sustainable. I don't know if people think that just like the idea of plants is inherently sustainable, like just having more plants out there will stop us from destroying the environment. That's not a logical conclusion, but I admire all you do, Department of Environmental Sustainability. Also on Stony Brook are prominently featured fountains, which are pretty cool to look at. But there's absolutely no rhyme or reason as to when or why they're actually on. Sometimes you walk up in the morning and they will be almost dead with a small trickle of water. Sometimes there will be no water. And sometimes there will be a full geyser in the middle of a rainstorm. I don't know what kind of person, besides Chris, goes outside in a Category 5 hurricane to enjoy a fountain. But thank you, Stony Brook, for accommodating that one guy who does. I was talking to someone, and they were telling me that the school has done a lot for sustainability. And as they were speaking, behind them, a team of like 8 guys with leaf blowers just walked by with this like leaf blower legion, all blowing the same like 2 or 3 leaves.
Look at this. Can't even walk out of my building anymore. See this? Just look at this.
What are you, weed whacking the building? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? There's no weeds there. You're just weed whacking grass, man. God.
Finally, I'd like to talk about those Rotary Utensil dispensers, where you can press the button and you get a single plastic utensil. And they have a little... And they say on them, be sustainable, use one utensil at a time. So apparently the idea of pressing a button and obtaining a single plastic utensil is awesome and super sustainable, because you're not what? Do people normally just go and just shove their hands into a box of spoons and like eat with 15 spoons at a time? I've never in my life... I stand corrected. I have now in my life seen someone eat with 15 spoons at one time. Maybe instead of using plastic disposable utensils, we could use metal utensils, which are actually more sustainable because they can be used, which are actually more sustainable because they can be used more than once. Alright, moving on. Next on the program. And now for our newest segment, What the F*** Happened Here? Langmuir Edition. If you'll follow me, I'll show you some of my favorite parts of this building. First up, what the f*** happened here? There appears to be a large hole in the door. My gut says someone kicked it, but it could have been any sort of weapon or tool, like a sledgehammer. You can tell by the mold growing on the inner ply of the door that this happened a long time ago. There's also screws missing. There's screws missing. So clearly this door needs to be completely replaced. There's no saving this door. Next on our tour is this room. Oh, what the fuck? What is... There's like 3 beds back here. There's a chair. There's like 10 bicycle wheels. Like 10 of them. Then there's no bicycle. I don't understand that at all. Oh, and you know what's the best part? What's the best part? The light bulb is a black light. Like people are gonna be turning up in here. I don't know what the fuck happened there. Now on to the rec room. Don't know. Don't know. Alright. Here we can see plenty of punctures and abrasions. If you look over here, we see what appears to be a bullet hole or some sort of projectile pierced clean through this wall. It's good to see. Good to see. Here we see 2 pieces of tape taped to each other and then taped to the ceiling. Clearly somebody did this intentionally. This had some sort of volition due to it. Someone actually came here and intentionally taped one piece of tape to another piece of tape, and then both of those pieces of tape to the ceiling. Who the fuck knows why? The fuck knows why? The fuck knows why? The fuck knows why? The fuck knows. Here we see some incredibly detailed drawings of Pokemon done on a whiteboard with a permanent marker. Why the fuck would someone do that? I don't know. Here's a list of how many people got arrested or hospitalized in Langmuir. It's currently up to 6. I don't know how old that list is though. On this wall, we see a series of marks, as if a bear's den had a wrestling match in here. Here we see some chips, as if some sort of weapon has been swung wildly without any sort of caution. We see here the paint has been peeled off and then taped back down with masking tape. Alright, that's all we have for What the Fuck Happened Here Langmuir edition. Thank you guys. And now it's time for this week's segment of Spencer Reed's Dramatic Yik Yaks. Got burned so much with close friendships that ditched. Now, I keep my friendships surface level. Less chance of getting hurt. Today, I got my heart broken. I finally realized that no matter what I do, he will never love me. I feel guilty for laying in bed with a girl, but thinking about a love lost. How do I close it out? What are you gonna say?
Alright, that's about all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. Something like that. Tune in next week for another shitty edit, whatever you want to say.
Alright, that's our show for you this week. Be sure to tune in next week for the Skies Over Stony Brook Newsbreak. Be sure to tune in next week for... Be sure to tune in. Alright, that's all the time we have for you this week. Be sure to turn up with us next week for the Skies Over Stony Brook Newsbreak. Thank you. I think.
The Skies Over Stony Brook Newsbreak is brought to you by the Get It In for Women. We don't know how it works or how to use it, but pick one up at your local sorority house today. The Skies Over Stony Brook Newsbreak, bringing all news to you.
It's covered in dust.